Hey friends, today I'm working with the brand new Magical Memories collection from Elle Studio. This collection is all about documenting your favorite moments at your favorite theme park. And today I am using a photo. It's a 4x6 photo, a single photo taken on Main Street in Disney World. We got there very early one morning. When they opened the gates so that we could get a few pictures before there were tons of people around. And as you know, on Main Street, those can have the longest lines for the professional photographers. And this morning we, got straight in line and got a photo within a couple of minutes, and it turned out to be such a super cute photo. So it's my dad, my mom, myself, and my daughter. I pulled out these three papers from the 6x6 paper stack, and I wanted to have a multicolor one because obviously the photo has a lot of different colors in it. But I also wanted to use the red polka dot and the teal text because most of my Disney layouts are teal, red, pink, and yellow. So I sort of have that color scheme going in my album, and I kind of wanted to keep to that. So with this red polka dot paper, I'm thinking that I want to create two different corners for it. And I'm putting one in the bottom right, and then I'm going to put another one in the top left. But on my one on the bottom right, I want to go ahead and use this EK Success punch with the Mickey head, and I will link up to this punch in my video notes. I have two different punches here. I was just seeing which one I might be able to use, but the larger one is just too big. So I'm going to be doing the smaller one here and just putting that in the bottom corner. And then I'm going to be layering the teal and the multicolor papers to go behind my photo. I also want to put another corner in the top left, and I'm counting out my rows there to make sure that I have those even. It kind of just grounds the top and the bottom of the layout, especially since I'm using white cardstock for my background. I find that adding colored corners helps for me to keep that white space that I like on my pages, but adds a bit of color where it needs to be. So because all of us in the photo are kind of leaning over to the sides, I'm going to make my pattern papers lean as well. It gives it a more playful kind of look if not everything is dead straight, and I really like that. These 6x6 papers are so easy to layer on top of one another, and I love that. I love the mix of patterns and that paper stack in different colors. They're just so fun to use. So I have my photo the way I want it. Now I know I want to use this magic acrylic. As soon as I saw it, I thought, oh, I have to use that for a title. And then I also saw this little die cut here that says On Main Street. Magic on Main Street. What better title could I have come up with? I couldn't have. So Ellie did it for me. So this is what I'm doing. Because that On Main Street tag has kind of an arrow shape down towards the bottom, I'm placing my title on top, which is something I don't often do, but when the product kind of calls for that, then I'm just going with it. So this is kind of the general way my layout is going to be put together here. I also want to check out the journaling tag set, which also comes with these die cuts, to see if I can fit a journaling tag on this layout. I'm creating an 8.5 inch by 11 inch layout, so if I did want a journaling tag on there, I would probably have to make a pocket for it behind my photo. Really, there's not that much journaling for me to put on this layout. It's just really all about the picture. So I think I can get away with just using this little journaling tag there, that little red one there. And I like having that little bit of red covering the negative space in my photo there. These are the At the Castle wood veneers, and that one that says picture perfect is just right. And I love the way it layers nicely with that journaling tag there. These are the acetate die cuts, and I'm just going to pull out a few different shapes. I want to make sure I get some black, some teal, not pink, maybe red. Let me just have a look. And I think that black star might just be a little bit too big. I like this teal heart just a bit better, so I think we'll go with that. And I also love how these acetate die cuts layer so beautifully with all the other elements in the collection. That looks really nice. I really like having those 3 different colors there in the die cuts. So I'm going to put those down. I'm just trying to go through and get a little bit of every kind of texture available in this collection on my layout. I find that, having a mix of acetate, of acrylic, of paper, of wood veneer really makes for an interesting layout. So I just backed that Mickey head there in the bottom corner with some black cardstock just so that stuck out a little bit more. These phrase stickers are awesome, and I think I'm going to be kind of layering that on an acetate piece. So what I want to do next is pull out my stamps and do some stamping, especially around the word magic. Now this little border is fantastic, and it's made of stars and hearts, and I'm going to use that border right between the word magic and on Main Street die cut. And I want to do that in teal. So I'm just going to move that up a little bit, make sure this is nice and even, and I get a good stamped image there. So look how cute that is. It just adds a little bit of something there, a little bit more texture. Okay, going in with another large element, I think it's time for a bit of a mouse head over here next to that red asterisk. And as you'll notice, I use the gum eraser to make sure that I have a nice clean stamp. And I was slightly off the mark there with that one. You really want to make sure that you get those ears lined up over top of the circle at the bottom. So it was an easy fix. I just went in and stamped it one more time. And that darker line there should fade a little bit, so you won't be able to notice that. I'm going to go ahead and adhere my pattern paper up here just so I know how much room I have to stamp around that magic acrylic word. So I've got everything, all of my larger elements adhered down. I'm just using this American Crafts glue, which is my brand new favorite glue ever because it sticks within like 10 seconds, whereas most liquid glues take ages to really get a good stick on there. This one is so fast and it's wonderful. So I'm just seeing if I can stick this heart underneath my layers or if I like it more on the top. And I do like it more on the top because it covers up that negative space in my photo. Just putting a bit of a dimensional adhesive behind my layers there to kind of hold that up. And using liquid glue right there just to adhere that down. I'm going to add my other layers on top of it so you won't be able to notice if there's like a glue mark there. Okay, so all of my main elements are in place. Let's take out the Magical Memories stamp and do some fun things here. What I want to do is place a few sparkles and stars around my title because the word magic is, it needs some sparkle up there. So I'm just going to use the little bits from the stamp in black and red and teal. I really love this open star because when you stamp it, it It doesn't really add that much color because it's open. It's a nice outline stamp, which I love. I'm going to do a red one over here as well. Now the acrylic I have not adhered down with glue dots yet because it's quite thick and I don't want it to get in the way of my stamping here. So I made sure to leave that out, leave that unadhered for just a few minutes while I do this part. Here's some sparkles, more sparkles going in. I'm going to do a teal one up here. These little shapes are just my favorite part of this stamp. I really love them. This one is super duper tiny, but how fun is that? You just want to make sure that you put it right back on the stamp after you're done so that you don't lose that one because it's itty bitty. Okay, so I have everything stamped up at the top. I also stamped another Mickey head by the word magic, and I'm adding the hearts and stars acrylic gold piece up there as well, just to get another texture up there. I have these phrase stickers, which are fantastic. And I'm going to choose the Love This sticker, and I'm going to put it directly on top of my acetate die cut down there at the bottom. That kind of breaks up some of that red there. I also want to add a bit of yellow in here, so I'm going to pull out a few of these little sparkles, these puffy sticker sparkles. I love that tiny addition of yellow. And I'm going to put a little asterisk there. So this layout looks to be just about complete. I just need to add my date here, and I'm going to add my journaling on that red label using my computer. So I'm just grabbing the mini dated stamp. This is one of my favorite stamps from Elle Studio. I use it all of the time, and I'm just going to add my date in black here. It's a nice contrast to have that teal label up against the red and white polka dot up there. The date was December 19th. I'm not going to add the year because all of my layouts from this trip are going to be all together, and probably on the layout that is featured on the front will have the dates of the whole trip. So I don't worry so much about what year it was. I just make sure I have the day. And I'm going to grab a little sparkle stamp from the Magical Memories stamp to add that in between there. Just going to add a little tiny staple there and get that adhered down. And that is my layout complete. I really love this memory, this day, this picture. It's so fun. And the Magical Memories collection really did it justice. This collection is fun, it's colorful, it's magical, just like your day at your favorite theme park, whether that be Disneyland, Disney World, or another one. Be sure to subscribe to this feed to see me use this collection a lot more to document our Disney memories. And check out the entire Magical Memories collection in the Elle Studio shop at the link in my video notes. Thanks so much for watching and happy creating!